So Maalik, how are you, my friend? What's going on?
I'm doing well. Business as usual. Just I know this is our last meeting. It's the sixth one,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
it is our last get together. We're kind of doing this to kind of culminate at Amerimold Connect. So I just wanted to kind of get some like review with you more than anything. And this has been 5 times that we've been meeting together, and we've kind of done this over video before video conferencing was cool. With what's going on. But I was thinking back a little bit to like some of that first meeting we had where we had to write a paragraph about each other. And I was taking a peek at some of that information and then looking over my notes, and um, it was really neat for me on my side of the house to kind of jump into a relationship, not really knowing what it was going to do, and seeing how quickly we became kind of vulnerable with each other and trusting with each other. If you would have told me that I was going to be learning something from somebody that was born in a different generation, that came from a different background, that looks different from me, and I was going to gain probably more out of it than you did, I would have I don't know if I would have thought that, but that's how I came out of this.
Oh, I completely understand. At the same time, I mean, it was great to find out that we were going to be partners. Uh, I've told you this before. I mean, you were already kind of that mentor as I came into the industry, almost 3 years ago now. So you've always been a great help, and it just made it that much easier that we were blessed enough to have that, so to speak, relationship already. It just made things much easier, much more smooth, more comfortable for us both. So, and I thank you for welcoming me in from the start.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. One of the challenges that I think we had, just ourselves personally, is we work for the same company, and carving out time to make this a priority, not as a work colleague to work colleague, but as a mentor relationship, was a real challenge. I know for me, and I think you'd probably agree. One of the things that I kind of took away from is that if for me personally, if I want to have a trusted mentor relationship, it's real important to protect that time, to really be intentional about that time that we've set aside to talk and to learn from each other. It's real easy for me to get wrapped up in the busyness of whatever it is, but I found like that was a takeaway, good and bad, that if it's important, you're going to make it important, and if it's not, your calendars are going to tell you it's not. And that was a takeaway that I got out of that front part of this thing.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And you've reminded me of that, especially for our halfway point. That was a big deal for us, from the time of, our gardener meetings, our sales meeting, to, you know, the whole COVID situation. We really had to hone in, and of course, things were busy, but you got to make time for what's necessary to you. And you reminded me of that, to enjoy the process, but we got to make it important to see out this journey as far as the mentorship program.
Yeah, I agree with you. You talked about the halfway point, and I want to highlight that, because that was kind of a discouraging point for our relationship, at least from my standpoint. We were struggling with meetings, we were kind of not really connecting, and we took an opportunity to reconnect with Christina, and Christina did a really good job with us of kind of mentoring through that process, and challenging us to kind of to make it a team effort, and to make it trusted. And from that standpoint, on that halfway point, we really, to me, our relationship in this mentorship program really grew. So I guess what I'm saying is that in that low point of discouragement, it put roots down for a growth trajectory, and I think that was really important for me personally.
I couldn't agree more. For me, I would say I felt encouraged and questioned at the same time.
Mm.
I would say I felt more encouraged to network with you, to learn more. There's things that you've gone through that I haven't, being more of a veteran in this industry, within our company. So I was eager to learn more from you. At the same time, discouraged, not remembering to enjoy the process. I remember I wanted to find something to champion, and that necessarily was a strong point for me. But I was putting the cart before the horse. I wasn't actually realizing what was already before me and what it would take to get there. I wasn't giving it time. So,
Interesting.
exactly. So,
Interesting.
I think you can't rush the process. You can't rush. You can't just, you know, poof, I'm in this level of my career. You know what I mean? So you have to enjoy those endeavors.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as we kind of wrap up our time together here, and I know we're going to stay in touch because we've got business reasons and personal reasons to do that. Kind of looking back on this opportunity, I would just, three things, kind of three takeaways that I think about going into this mentorship relationship. And it was, leave my ego at the door, fight through the inconvenience of busyness, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Like those were three things that I learned through this process, on top of being able to build out some unbelievable relationships that you helped me develop with other people. So thank you, Maalik, for participating, for challenging me, and for being my mentor through this process. So I know I'm going to see you again because we work together and talk all the time, but I'm looking forward to keeping this relationship going.
Oh, certainly. I'm only confident in that. And Ryan, thank you for being my mentor. Nothing bad comes from this. It only makes you better. It nurtures your growth and accountability. So I really appreciate it.
All right, man. We'll see you. Fist
All right,
bump.
see you, buddy.
Yeah.